What's going on? I'm John from Jumpers Junction. We have a new long jump world lead for the 2023 indoor track and field season. Miltiadis TENTOGLOU has now jumped 8.40 meters, which is 27 feet 6.5 inches at the 2023 Orlen's Copernicus Cup. This is in Torun, Poland. This is part of the World Athletics Continental Gold Series Tour, and he jumped this on his second attempt. Actually, if we look at his 4 total attempts that he made, all of them were over 8 feet, and 3 of them were actually better than the former world lead, which was held by Jeremiah Davis out of Florida State, which was 8.21 meters. So at this event, not only was it his season best, it was a meet record in the current world lead. Now, if you're not familiar with TENTOGLOU, these distances are nothing new to him. He won the gold medal at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, jumping 8.41 meters, which is 27 feet 7 inches. He also is the former world indoor champion, jumping 8.55 meters, or 28 feet and a half inch. And his lifetime best outdoor is 8.60 meters, or 28 feet 2.5 inches. So we've seen him put massive distances over 28 feet, indoor and outdoor. So I don't think it's out of the realm that we could see one of those this year. If we look at the current world lead list, he is sitting at first, Jeremiah Davis at second, and Tobias Montler out of Sweden at third at 8.19 meters. So I do want to do a technical breakdown of this long jump. This is an 8.40 meter jump. This is a great long jump, and he's a little bit atypical for most elite level long jumpers because he doesn't have that world-class sprint speed that, say, the Carl Lewises might have. As far as I can tell, his top 100 meter sprint time was 10.7 seconds for a 100 meter dash. So it's not, the 9 seconds of Carl Lewis, but he's been able to jump over 28 feet. So what might be some of the reasons he was able to get these massive distances without some of the velocity that you might have from some of these faster athletes? Now, I recently did a video on sprint versus power jumpers, and we talked about elasticity and leg stiffness of the tendons and how an athlete might utilize their muscles versus utilizing their tendons reactivity. What's interesting is he's 6'1" but 165 pounds, so he wouldn't necessarily fall into that mesomorph style body type that we talked about, but yet he also doesn't have the sprint speed, I guess, that most speed jumpers might have. But the way they train allows them to utilize the best of both. Now with him, he's light, he's tall, he's got long limbs, but also he has a parkour background actually, and so he's used to running and jumping in motion. And so what's great about this is he's a pretty long run up. So his approach length is 22 steps. He starts on his left foot. He does a dynamic start where he does a little hop step before he starts his approach. So he takes his left foot, and then you can count 11 left foots before he jumps. So it's a 22 total steps. If you look at his penultimate phase, really the last 4 steps, you can see that he's almost got a backwards lean to his torso, which is a little atypical. But as he comes into that second to last stride, you can see it's a lot longer than some of his previous ones. So he pushes out of that second to last step, and then in the last step, you can see he lands with a very bent knee. It's a lot longer, but he's also lowering pretty significantly. And then as he pushes into the takeoff plant, it's a shorter stride, but also you can see he slams his foot down on the takeoff board. This is fantastic because that's what we want to see. You slam your foot down on the takeoff board, which allows you to exert as much force as possible and also get a quick step. You don't want to be overarching or reaching and waiting to make contact. You want to activate. You want to have an active contact. You make contact with the ground. So what's cool is he kind of jumps off that second to last step and then jumps in the air, and then he does a 2.5 or a double hitch kick. Because he's going to start cycling, he doesn't hold the takeoff very long. You can see he holds it for just a second. It works for him. And you can see he goes into his cycles. Now the key thing to notice, as the knees cross for the first cycle, you can see that as the knees cross, it's in line with the torso and in line with the opposite arm. Then as he goes into the second cycle where the knees cross again, you can see the knees are in line with the torso, and now his alternate arm is straight above his head. So there's a straight line from his fingers down to his toe with one knee being bent. And then as he goes to land, you can see his right leg extends out straight where it's actually parallel to the sand. This is absolutely critical to getting an appropriate landing angle. And he sides out. Great jump here. I can't wait to see a 28-foot jump in indoor season this year. Great jump. Stay tuned for more.